Emma Frost and Jean Grey stood facing each other, their hands balled into fists at their sides. Emma's white diamond form glinted in the sunlight, while Jean's fiery red hair blew wildly in the wind.
You always try to steal the spotlight, don't you, Jean? Well, not this time. I won't let you take what's rightfully mine.
And what exactly do you think is yours? The love of Scott Summers? He's not a prize to be won, Emma. He's a person with his own feelings and desires.
Oh, please, Jean. Don't act like you don't know how to manipulate people to get what you want. We both know the truth. You may have been able to control Scott's mind in the past, but not anymore. He's chosen me, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Jean's fury boiled over. She raised her hands and telekinetically lifted Emma off the ground, holding her suspended in midair.
You think you can just waltz in here and take everything that matters to me? Well, I won't let you get away with it. I'm the most powerful telepath on this planet, and I will not be bested by a spoiled, selfish brat like you.
Emma struggled against Jean's mental hold, but it was no use. She was trapped.
You may have the upper hand for now, Jean, but this isn't over. I will not be defeated so easily. Mark my words, I will have my revenge.
With a fierce cry, Jean released her hold on Emma, sending her crashing to the ground. Emma groaned in pain, but quickly regained her footing. She glared at Jean, her eyes filled with determination.
This isn't over, Jean. Not by a long shot. You may have won the battle, but the war between us, ooh, it's far from over. I will have my revenge. And when I do, you will regret ever crossing me.
Bring it on, Emma. I'm not afraid of you. I am Jean Grey, the most powerful telepath on this planet, and I will never back down from a fight, no matter who my opponent may be.
The two women stood facing each other, ready for battle once again. But that would have to wait for another day, as the sun began to set and the sounds of sirens filled the air. For now, the fight between Emma Frost and Jean Grey would have to be put on hold, but it was far from over.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 245 of Comic Book Queers : Legacy. I am your host, Brett, and with me, as always, is Miss Jean Grey. Miss Jeff. Miss EvilJeff. I don't know why I didn't want to give your last name just then.
Oh, Scott!
Would it be bad if I said your last name on the air?
No, I don't care.
It's all over the internet. You're internet famous because of that job you have.
Yes.
Wait, you think you're internet famous?
Oh, shut up. I have people slide in my DMs.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've had a few people. I've hooked up with a few people because I was the editor of
Oh, like who?
I don't kiss and tell.
Oh, well, I understand you were just nominated for a Streamy Award and you lost. How was that?
It was awful. I went to the YouTube
No,
Streamy Awards
awful.
and won. Well, that's the thing is they sat me at a table that had no access to get to the stage. So it was like, oh, we're not winning anything.
Oh,
it's a cruel trick.
Did you see any internet celebrities there?
I mean, I don't know if you recognize any of them. The people that won was a show called Good Mythical Morning. I've seen their stuff on YouTube before. Every once in a while, there'd be some TikTokers where I'm like, oh, I saw your TikTok.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But
okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Great. So I was just at a thing where I saw a ton of celebrities.
Oh, what?
I went to the Jinx Monsoon Ben de la Creme holiday show.
Is it the same one that's on Hulu or is it a new one?
I don't know because I didn't watch the one on Hulu because I knew I was going to see it live.
Oh, well, watch the one on Hulu.
Because I knew I was going to see it live.
I'm curious to see if it's the same thing. It's amazing.
It was so funny, but we sat third row center aisle, so we were surrounded by the gay Illuminati.
Who was there? Like Matt Rogers, Bowen Yang?
Oh, they weren't there.
Oh, okay.
No, they're too famous. No. Well, Matt Rogers is doing his Christmas show.
Right.
And this was a Saturday night, and Bowen Yang is occupied on Saturday nights. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But I did have Neil Patrick Harris, David Burka, and Nightcrawler herself, Miss Alan Cumming, sitting 2 rows behind us.
I've met Alan Cumming. I've danced with him in Cyndi Lauper. Did I ever tell you that?
No. What?
My friend who lives here now, Richardson. I don't know if you met him I don't think you met him when you came to
No,
visit.
I would have remembered somebody named Richardson.
But for a while, when he was living in New York, he kind of like had like a friendship with Alan Cumming. And one day he was
fun.
like, and when he was doing that, I forget which Broadway show it was with Cyndi Lauper in the late 2000s. He was like, "Oh, Alan's coming. He's probably just coming after his show." And I'm like, "His Broadway show?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he came and we're dancing. And he's like, "I brought Cyndi." And Cyndi Lauper was just like dancing in a circle with us. And in my head, I'm just like, I'm dancing with fucking Cyndi Lauper. Never spoke to her.
And
really,
Nightcrawler.
Yeah. And I don't give a shit about him, but Cyndi Lauper, yes. Anyway, did you talk to any of them, or you just sat next to them?
No, I didn't. I just had I pretended I was one of them, smiled, but didn't say, "Oh my God, hi." We're talking Kathy Najimy.
Oh shit!
Who I did not see, but I saw in the pictures later. But she was there
what
somewhere,
did you
so
smell
it doesn't
her?
count.
I was like,
I smelled her, and I saw her in the Instagram photos later. We did not stay. We had tickets to stay and meet, take a photo with them, but we didn't stay because it was taking too long. But who else was there? Oh my God, Jeff Hiller.
Yeah,
saw Jeff Hiller.
Nice.
Which doesn't mean as much to you because you didn't watch Somebody Somewhere or American Horror Story New York City.
No. Okay,
so he's in both of those.
Okay, so he's like a cute brunette, like Ryan Murphy's type.
No. I'm surprised you don't know Jeff Hiller. He's from the improv world. Tall, freckly glasses, like super tall. Been around forever. He pops up in movies and TV here and there.
Jeff Hiller.
Anyway, he was the Mai Tai killer in American Horror Story New York City.
Oh, like the cruising killer?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who he is. I looked it up. Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
You know him.
Yes. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Okay.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Thank you. Charles Bush.
I love Charles Bush.
That's a deep cut. John Cameron Mitchell.
Okay. I don't like Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Isn't that crazy?
That's okay. Did you see him as Tiger King?
I've heard rumor. I can't watch that. I hated the reality show Tiger King. I was not going to watch the
comedy.
That. I have heard rumors about John Cameron Mitchell, but actually, maybe I shouldn't bring them up. I don't want to be sued.
Okay. Oh, like bad rumors?
Like Me Too type of things.
Yeah. Interesting. I had heard that about Kevin Spacey a long time ago.
Oh, honey, I heard the tea for that like in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I believe rumors about gay abusers is my point.
Yeah.
If the community says they are, I tend to believe they are.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Oh, there's also just a very sad thing is there's just so many famous gay directors who like 16-year-olds.
Right.
And you're like, stop it.
Gross.
Stop it. Anyway. Yeah.
What was that thing we read?
Oh, that
at the beginning of the show.
That new amazing comic that's coming out.
Yeah, that sounds great. It sounds like it was like a novel. It was prose.
No, actually, it was written by Chat GPG. It's AI, people. They just released
that was an AI generated
Yes,
script?
they just released Chat GPG. I've been using it like crazy to kind of test the limits of it. And I typed in, give me the transcript of a fight between Jean Grey and Emma Frost in the style of a soap opera. And that's what it gave you. And it popped that out. And I feel it was pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't think it was good at all.
I mean, for being a robot.
I mean, the whole, like, I'm the most powerful telepath on the planet over and over. I mean, nailed Jean Grey's voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Emma talking about, I will have my revenge. Oh, so Emma.
Yeah. So I am, it's one of those things where it does feel very impressive. I could have also written
that is
it
amazing
to do it in the style of Shakespeare. I even did one where I was like, give me a gay, I was like, if the next X-Men movie was a gay if the next X-Men movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a gay romance, what would be the plot of it?
What?
And it was, of course.
Can we read that?
I didn't save it, but it basically was Wolverine and Logan, where they both had, they're fighting and fighting.
Wait,
and they're
Wolverine
fighting
and Logan?
I mean, Wolverine. I'm sorry, Wolverine and Scott. Logan and Scott. And they're fighting and fighting over Jean Grey. And then until they realize they don't even want Jean Grey in the picture anymore.
Oh.
But it is interesting and then I started doing like, oh, give me a romance about this, write a plot about this, write a plot about this.
Yeah.
And that's where I started pushing and testing the bounds of it. And it started just spewing out a lot of the same lines of things. Yeah. Like I will say that like, and then as the sun set, like it did that a lot. Like, and then her eyes glinted in the sunlight. It did that.
As the sounds of sirens filled the air.
Yes.
Yeah,
I asked it to write, like, I was like, oh, can you write a Lady Gaga song lyrics about Kitty Pryde? And it did it. It did it. Yeah. I did another one. It was like, write a Lady Gaga song called Cookie Slut. And it did it. And it was like, oh, this is pretty. It's like, I'm a cookie slut. Cookie. Like, it was pretty good. And it was rhyming. And it was all rhyming. So it's look out. If you're a copywriter, you're in trouble. I feel as a comedian and like, doing that stuff, I feel like I'm safe for now. But you also can tell it to write code. You can basically tell it to make an app. So a lot of people, you can have it be like, hey, can you write up these legal documents? Like a lot of people are going to lose their jobs over this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
it's happening. I can't believe it's happening.
You also did the visual AI that all the gay men are doing.
Yes. And I looked fantastic.
I did not look
in some of them.
Most of them. And Joe
Depends what photos you upload.
Looked insane in some of them. People are all mad though because it's like stealing from actual artist paintings.
Oh,
as
is it?
The references? Yeah. So people are like, "Don't do this. This is stealing from artists." And I'm just like, I was like, "Honey, everything's stealing. That's what TikTok is, just stealing. That's what it is."
Well, in other AI news, I think something truly horrible happened to me the other day. I did my Spotify Wrapped and it called me a faggot.
It just popped out the word faggot. It didn't even.
It just popped out the word faggot and started playing Kim Petras in the background, and it just kept saying, "You are a faggot."
Yeah, mine wouldn't show up anything because I don't listen to Spotify. I am an Apple Music person.
That's stupid.
No, it's not, because I like to listen to my Apple library as well, and Apple Music just combines it all together.
I don't have it. Ever since Spotify came out, I've gotten rid of my Apple library. Like, I have no music other than Spotify.
Yeah,
I have no stored music,
Yeah, no, I like having my own. I have a lot of like esoteric. I also have a lot of stuff that's not even on Spotify. I once tried to like go on someone's Spotify. That's the other thing, is you can't share mixes anymore. Like if you're not on Spotify, because if someone was like, because I found out someone was like, oh, I love this band. And I was like, oh, I love that band 20 years ago. And she was like,
you can't just open up the playlist URL in a browser?
I haven't been able to figure that out, but I tried like going, like she was like, I was trying to put in like, well, I was looking it up, but I couldn't figure out how to make the playlist, but I was looking up the songs and most of the songs were not in Spotify because it was like it was like an indie band from like 20 years ago. It was like, nope.
Oh yeah. No,
I don't know any of this. And I need that stuff.
You know what I need?
X-Men.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about it? There's a lot to talk about.
Yes, there's a lot. Hit it.
I want your ass.
Woo! We skipped last week because of that thing, and there was only one X book that came out.
Yes. There was an Exterminators, which
number 3.
I felt like this felt very much like a filler episode, filler issue. Not a lot happened other than Jubilee punched Boom Boom in the boobs, and then she used her boobs to blow something up, which I
didn't read it yet. I forgot, but I saw that panel, and it works for me.
If it was written by a man, it would be very problematic, but I guess if it's written by a woman, it's funny.
And a big titty woman at that.
Yeah. Anyway, it turns out they're actually in space, and it's the Collector. This is all part of the Collector.
Oh, shit.
And he
What
has
does he want?
He has some deal with the vampires going on. But here's the
Who
one
does he want to
thing-
collect?
Here's the one thing I didn't understand is if we
One
remember.
thing.
Well, no, he says at the end, he goes. I specifically said I needed a bombastic, which I mean a bombastic mutant, which I mean a bomb mutant, I guess. And he goes, and a regenerative mutant. He's like, I don't need the other two. So I'm assuming.
So he needs Boom Boom
and X-23 and Wolverine.
I mean, it could be Jubilee, could be bombastic too.
That could be that too, but I guess Dazzler technically maybe could be that too. But here's the one thing I don't understand: Matt Fraction is already established. Matt Fraction was the one who wrote the X-Men when Jubilee turned into a vampire, and they had that vampire war. And do you know who was one of the big fighters in that? It was Dazzler. And do you know what Dazzler just did? She used her light powers, and her light powers incinerated everybody automatically.
Makes sense to me.
Because it was the same frequency as sunlight. And so part of me is like, why is she not just doing that right now?
Maybe she will. Maybe they're saving it for the
Just
end.
do that right now. No, she's actually like using her she is like using her powers, but it's not having any effect on them. So I don't know. Anyway, somebody no prize that. Okay.
Let's jump to this week because a ton came out this week.
Yes. Let's go in order. But now I can't remember the order.
In order?
Well, like in the back of the book where it tells you like which order to read them all.
Oh.
Which I guess it didn't really matter. Maybe we could talk about Dark Web.
Oh, sure.
Dark Web.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I read all these other comics that aren't X titles, but they like all have X-Men in them.
Oh,
anyway,
really?
Dark Web. Yeah.
Are you going to talk about those later too?
I wanted to.
Okay. All right. Shit. All right. So Dark Web, we've got Ben Reilly. What's his what's his superhero name? Or supervillain name?
Well, it was this Chasm.
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 So him and the Goblin Queen are planning to like take over Spider-Man and Jean Grey's soul and get it back and have revenge. And basically in this, they kind of just go into Times Square during Christmas and start a little limbo, like a mini limbo, like Inferno, like a mini Inferno.
Yeah,
That's
it's the same thing as Inferno. It's all the things in New York coming to life, becoming demonic. Mailboxes chewing people's hands off, although people don't use those anymore.
And then you have Ileana going, why is she doing this? Was it a bad idea to let her be
girl?
Yeah, maybe when Wolfsbane and Mirage were like, don't do this.
Don't do this. And she was like, what could go wrong? It's Madeline fucking Pryor.
I also like that they're like, hey, your girlfriend's doing this to like Havoc.
Oh, yeah, I know. And he's like, she's not my girlfriend. She's like, okay, whatever.
He's like, we're just fucking.
I just fantasize about us fucking. That's all.
I just want to lick the pussy of someone that looks just like my brother's wife.
There's nothing wrong with that. What I have a complaint about Dark Web, number one.
Okay.
The prequel to this that I reviewed it 2 weeks ago, the prequel, the Amazing Spider-Man issue. That was the big setup of Chasm meeting Madeline. And it was all about the mwahaha, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And this issue just felt like more of that. Like the number one issue of an event should not feel like the setup prequel issue of the event. And this did. It focused, I thought, too much on Chasm and Madeline. And it was all just like cartoonish supervillainy. So,
well, I mean, not like, literally. There was a scene where Madeline is literally going "Mwah, ha 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 ha."
Yeah, like she walks over to her giant computer, which I did like because it reminded me of the Madeline from the Outback days. It was all about that big computer.
Yeah,
but she's on her big computer, her piano, whatever she's doing, and she's like cackling, like the Phantom of the Opera. I'm like, girl, you literally like a month ago were like, I'm normal, I'm cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you hang out with a bunch of demons, it kind of fucks with you after a while.
Yeah, it accelerates your heel turn, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. I love seeing Cyclops, Jean, Alex, and Ileana, their kind of adopted daughter. I love seeing them together in anything. So, I'll keep reading.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. What happens? What else happened? There's X-Force.
X-Force number 35.
Which
finally we have.
I do hate this where it's like, if this is the end of Sage's drinking, I'm going to be really mad. If you're trying to tell me that you can cure alcoholism by throwing a bottle and crashing it to the ground, being like, I'm
in
done.
Comics, you can.
Like, that is bullshit. But
that's how alcoholism is over in comics. You throw it down, you go, I'm done, and you cry a single tear.
But we finally have, Beast gets caught.
Beast in cuffs, yo. Love to see it.
And not only that, there's this thing later, which we'll talk about in Immortal, where he is referred to where he...
Oh, so funny.
Tells Dark Beast, he's like, you're not even the worst beast
You're not even
anymore.
the darkest beast anymore. That was so funny.
Oh, that was great.
But yeah, X-Force number 35, it's Solemn and Sever Blackmore, doing this prison break out of Beast's secret prison. Even Maverick, that piece of shit, is like, I'm not doing this anymore. You're awful. You couldn't pay me enough money to keep hanging out with you, Beast.
Yeah, Beast is trying to justify it, but he's only taking like criminals and experimenting on criminals.
Doing horrible things to them.
And I'm curious of like, to these criminals, once he's like murdering them and shooting them off into space, are they put back in the resurrection queue? Like, I'm very curious of like, or are they just like dead forever?
Well, they're not, but they're not even all. They're not even all mutants. They're species of all different walks of life, which.
But that doesn't break
I have to go back to the list.
That doesn't break the Krakoa rules, though.
If none of them are human, although it should, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one of them could have been human.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure some of them are. He's awful. And he got arrested. And
they don't even know.
Cuffs. He came back in cuffs, and I'm very curious to see how this is all going to pan out. Because it does look like, from the little previews I'm seeing with Sinister, that Sinister is they're going to have like a trial and send him to the hole or something. I'm wondering if there's going to be a trial for Beast as well.
Yeah. I hope so.
Anyway, I'm glad he's gone. I also
he's gone.
I really hate Omega Red. I'm done.
Yeah.
Can we stop with him? Can we do something?
He's just like a more pissed off Wolverine. You know, it's like it might as well be Sabretooth.
Also, do you think there is one gay person alive that has ever liked Omega Red? I don't think so. I think it's a straight person.
Probably not.
I think it's a straight person
thing. Oh yeah.
Same thing with Maverick. There's a single faggot that likes Maverick.
No way. No. I love that Solemn was integral in Beast's takedown.
Yes. Thank you.
I like that. I like that a lot. Because we know Solemn's a good character.
Yeah.
And one not to be trifled with. So I like that he took down Beast.
Yeah.
It helped.
Although he is... sometimes I do feel he is just Daken.
Oh, I don't. He's just
he's Daken. He's
more elegant.
When Daken started, Daken was very like a schmoozer.
True. Flirty, coy, dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss that Daken.
But that Daken now is murdered and dead in Marauders.
In Marauders number 9.
Okay,
yeah, murdered
Marauders,
and dead.
They go back 2 billion years. I'm not even going to go into how that's stupid. And then immediately they're like, everything's fine if we're in these suits because then like our DNA can't get into the world. But no, immediately Daken's suit gets ripped open and gets taken over by Sublime and turns into a big monster. And they were like, oh, I guess we have to kill him. So then they kill him. And then there's a moment between Somnus and Daken, which was like maybe the only interesting thing in the whole entire damn comic. And so then other people are being killed and murdered and they're battling him. And then they finally get to this safe zone and they're like, oh, we lost Kitty. And I was like, when?
Oh, okay.
When? And I kept going back and I'm like, okay, that's where Daken dies. Okay, that's where that one person that could combine people to bed, that's where he dies. And I could not find where she disappears. Did you see it when you looked through it?
No, because girl, I have such a I really tried with this one. I really did. And I read halfway through and I just shut it. And I said, I can't.
But did you, okay, before you shut it, was there any part where you saw Kitty Pryde get killed?
No, there was not. But I couldn't tell.
It was hard to tell, even where they were just putting the names of the people on there. All of them looked exactly the same with their suits.
Why do you put them in these suits and then they're like, okay, well, we don't know who's who. And it's like, sprawl their name across their suit. It's so cheesy and stupid.
But yeah, so in the end, Kitty Pryde in the last mission gets killed. Kitty Pryde in this mission apparently is gone, is dead. And so I'm like, this is her team. This book is supposed to be about her. Why do you keep killing her? Why? It doesn't make any sense to me. What?
That the answer to why Kitty can't go through the gates is revealed in this run. Because I just feel like if it's revealed in this particular book, it's going to be stupid.
Yeah, that will be really dumb. And it's also because it's like she's not a dumb character because she's written amazingly in another comic we're going to talk about in a bit. And the fact of how good she is in the other comic makes it so sad of how useless and stupid she is in this one. I don't get it. I don't like it. This whole thing is stupid. There's no point of them even doing it. And then there's a weird romance thing happening between Tempo and one of the 2 billion-year-old mutants. And I was like, I don't care. I want all of this to go away. I want someone to wake up from a dream. I want Somnus to, like, he wakes everyone up and he's like, none of that existed. And that was all fake.
And everyone wakes up. He goes, gotcha.
Yeah. Please let me take over the comic and let me retcon all of it because it's awful.
That should just be a thing that happens in X-Men comics. Like they have this big epic adventure, this big epic storyline, and it's so dense. And then all of a sudden it ends with everyone waking up and Somnus going, fooled you again.
And they're like,
and it never happened. It was just a dream. Somnus. It'll be like Secret Invasion, but instead of not knowing who's a Skrull, you won't know when it's Somnus's dream. Oh my God, they should turn Somnus into Freddy Krueger.
He should be a villain.
Yeah, turn him into Freddy Krueger.
But that's the thing is like, because the fact that, I mean, wasn't he old? Isn't he technically old and then brought back young?
Yeah.
So he's probably, and then maybe he's bitter about Dakin being with...
Yeah, Aurora. Like, let's get some drama going on. Jesus Christ, it's so simple. Even the AI knows how to write some drama. Even the AI gets it. Even the stupid fucking AI gets it. Come on.
All right, what else we got? We have Immortal. We got
New Mutants. We got New Mutants number 32.
I am digging. I
like this new crew. I like it.
New Mutants.
I like the story. I like Escapade. I like Morgan.
Escapade's powers are really weird.
They're really weird.
And I'm here for it. Because I am like, how does it work? Because is it like a full reality warping? Because not only...
They called her that.
Because not only
they called her reality warper.
Is she able to switch places, but everyone around her sees the thing that she switches to. So it's fucking reality warping. I really want more. I just want just more digging into how her powers work because I find it very fascinating.
You know why it works? It's for some reason it's this power set that whatever they explain to me, I'm like, okay, cool, got it. Like typically. When logistics and stuff is explained to me in comics of how something works, I'm like, okay. But this, I'm like, yep, I believe it. Yep, sure, it works that way. That's fine.
Yeah, and I also just like the fact that her and her, what's her? Morgan, because they were kind of felt like these outcasts because of their gender nonconformity. They were like, oh, we should be villains because we don't fit in society.
Because we don't fit in, we're not accepted.
So let's just be villains. So I like that mindset, but then it's just Morgan's kind of getting mad at Escapade because he's like, you're not really a villain. Look at you. You want to help everyone. Because it's just like, oh, well, because she wants to help the outsiders. And we have poor fucking Sarabella.
Yes, Martha Johansson.
About to get her brain taken out for the second time. And Escapade switches bodies with her so she doesn't have to experience it. But she does like a double switch which she apparently doesn't do that often. So that was very interesting, where she switched bodies with the guard, and then she switched the guard body with Martha, and then it all switched back, and that it was very. I really am into it, but it ends with her going to the rooftop, and she's like, "Oh, this is Destiny's vision."
Shit, this is
Morgan
it. Yeah.
dies. So,
which is another thing I love.
I love that it's happening. It's not
it.
like, oh, we're not going to wait 2 years for this to happen.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're consistent. They were consistent with this in Marvel Voices Pride, and in the other issue of these cute Peanuts-esque comic strips that go into Morgan and
and I love that it's a cute comic strip, but it's very depressing subject.
Very creative, very fun.
I'm into it. This is really good. I'm kind of liking this better than Vita's last run.
Yeah, which is surprising because those are characters we're so emotionally invested in, and here are these new characters. I love this Leo. This. Is Leo, are they non-binary?
No, Leo I think is trans.
Okay.
I think identifies as a male. I think.
So we'll use he pronouns?
I think so. Well, let's just say we can say they.
There,
that's always safe.
Leo is a budding telepath and telekinetic.
Yeah. Speaking of, can we bring
cute.
Hellion back?
Ugh, where? That's another one. That's like Dazzler.
Yeah.
Nobody has touched Hellion.
Yeah, and
since
Hellion,
Krakoa.
since Hellion can't touch anything because he has no hands.
And can he get it resurrected and get some hands?
There's
we can't do that.
There's a whole plot of that.
Oh.
No, but that's the whole thing where they could be like, no, you don't need them. He doesn't need them. Yes. That's not a justified reason. That's ableist. So fuck you. And then he's like, God damn it, but I can't jerk off right.
There's another book that I want to mention, and that's Captain Marvel number 44. We're just going to talk about all the comics.
Oh shit! I read the first one where that's where Rogue is a brood. I did, so I didn't read the next one. Oh, what happened?
Okay.
What happened?
Well, I just want to say this group really comes together as a team.
It's Gambit.
There's a lot of camaraderie, and it's just adorable.
Who is it again? It's Gambit,
Carol, Lorna, Hazmat, Psylocke, Quanon, Spider-Woman, and Wolverine.
Right.
Laura.
That's fun.
It's so fun. Anyway, it's a space adventure with them, and it's like Gambit and all these women, and it's so fun.
Is she still a brood by the end of this issue?
Oh, they fucking kill her, yo.
They kill her.
She's not nothing.
Oh, so they kill her.
Rogue.
Oh, well, I guess you have
there's no other way.
So they kill her so she can be resurrected.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Gambit has to watch it.
The fuck.
Yeah, it's not great. Not great for Gambit. But it's a fun issue. I highly recommend. It's Kelly Thompson.
Yeah, love it. No, I'm definitely going to read it. I was really into that first issue.
I'm truly surprised Emma Frost is not on this team because Kelly loves Emma.
What else are we talking? What else are we talking about?
Did you read the variants?
Oh, actually, let's not talk about that yet because I don't want to be spoiled. I want to read it. Is that the last issue?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to talk.
Real
about
good.
It. I want to read it. Okay. Shit.
Yeah, it's great. Well, we have the two best ones. We have X-Men Red number 9 and Immortal X-Men number 9.
Let's do Immortal first and then end on X-Men Red.
Good because it's our Kitty Pryde issue.
And that's where it's like, oh, this is how Kitty Pryde's supposed to be. And this is the thing that I love is Sinister basically, she's narrating this. And you see, because it's showing him using all of the Moiras. And apparently each Moira that he has cloned has 10 lives before he has to go do a different clone.
Right.
And for this, if he can't, he basically is like, I need to kill the whole council. If I can't kill the council in these 10 lives, I'd have to start with a new Moira and it would be before Judgment Day. And I'm just not in the mood to do that again.
I don't want to go through that event. It's very exhausting.
And so you see Kitty Pryde kind of narrating it. And the thing that I find interesting is she seems to be like, wait a minute, what's happening? I'm curious if she starts or then at the end, she's like, I know what's going on. And I'm like, does she know what's going on? That can she start to tell that they're in a weird little loop?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know how serious to take the I know what's going on.
No, I don't
Like,
either. Or it
she-
could just be like, I know what's going on. We're going to battle him. Like
Sinister is trying to kill us. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is he gives a list of like who's his, like how necessary does he want everyone to die? And at the bottom is Destiny and Kitty. And I think because he just feels Kitty is not a threat, and Destiny because Destiny's supposed to be on his side. And he starts doing all of these different versions of trying to kill everybody. It is so
Actually,
fucking...
Destiny's a 9 out of 10.
Oh, she's a 9 out of 10? Wait, who's the other 6?
Yeah.
There's another 6 out of 10.
It's Mystique.
Oh, Mystique. Sorry. Okay. And it's like he keeps trying to kill them and he keeps failing. And it's kind of amazing. It's kind of great. And all the different things that he's trying to do to kill them, like the one where he puts a trap, kills all of the telepaths, the other one where he has Xavier have his head explode. And it keeps ending with Kitty Pryde.
Covered in blood.
Covered in blood. But if you notice, she's the only one that always survives.
Yes.
And that's where he's seeing her not as the threat. And it's like, bitch, you can't
She's the
touch her.
threat.
You
She gets-
literally can't touch her. You can't kill her. You're not going to be able to walk in and kill her. And so I have a feeling, yeah, she's going to be the main one to take Sinister down. Because it looks like since the Sinister is like a trial of him, she's going to be the one bringing him in cuffs. Being like, okay, here he is.
Absolutely.
And I'm here for it.
He
I love it.
manages to kill Hope, Emma, Xavier, and Exodus.
And
So
a
he kills
different...
all the telepath in the final
Yeah.
try, in the final Moira life, leaving only Colossus, Nightcrawler, Kitty, Shaw, Destiny, and Mystique, and they're going to go kill him.
Yeah.
Sinister. But next issue, it looks like, is the Xavier issue.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Is that everybody then?
No, because there's 12 council members, and that's
Right.
issue 10.
Okay.
So we still haven't had Storm
Oh,
and
yeah.
Colossus.
I'm telling you, though, Mortal, so good. It's so good.
Best book on the market, folks, except for X-Men
I was
Red.
going to say, I think this other one might have it eclipsed, X-Men Red. Because, you know what? I feel this is the first book, and I can't even tell you how long, that gets how good Storm is.
Oh, gosh. X-Men Red not only is a love letter to Storm, it will make you scream with some character page
Yes.
reviews. It will do this to you.
So basically, we have Brand is kind of going up against Cable and all of Krakoa. And it looks like Cable, and as we will later find out, Sunspot, are kind of like have a one-up on her that she is not aware of. And they decide to resurrect Gabriel Vulcan, which I feel is so stupid. We can't resurrect Magneto, but we need to have an Omega level mutant. Let's resurrect Vulcan, and we'll put things in her so we won't go crazy. I'm like, that's a very dumb plan.
Yeah, I mean...
That is a very dumb plan.
But they don't see the Vulcan we see. I mean, they've only been exposed to drunk Vulcan, with his crazy hallucinations. They don't see like this violent asshole that we...
Well, I mean, can you talk to Lorna, Havoc, Rachel, who were there
Sure.
the whole time when all of that was happening in the Shi'ar Empire? Where they'd be like, I remember that he was nuts. I have a question,
no, they
though.
can't.
Did he break through? Why? Because he turned completely crazy evil. So did that mean whatever things they put on him just didn't work? That Xavier put on him didn't work?
Well, it's the whole thing about what are they called? The progenitors.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about like they hid the real crazy Vulcan in that shell of this like normal Vulcan. So I don't think Xavier could even touch that real Vulcan that's
Right.
lurking inside there.
Okay. Yeah, so it's and then those little progenitor people, that guy doesn't look like that's Sinister. You thought that was going to be Sinister.
I did. I still do.
Okay.
I still do. He hasn't taken his head off yet.
Who's the teleporter? What's the teleporter's name?
Manifold.
Manifold. Is he dead? What did they do to him?
No.
But what did they do to him? It looked like they opened up his insides and saw like a pocket.
They did the same thing they did to him. They did to him what they did to Vulcan.
Okay.
Maybe they did kill him.
But anyway, we basically have Vulcan is basically like, since I'm not really dead, I'm still Emperor. And he just fucking kills what's his nuts? Mohawk guy.
Yeah, kills Gladiator.
By sucking
Gladiator, man.
By sucking out the synapses in his frontal cortex so he can't feel confidence. Which
Nuts.
I was like, oh shit.
Which is very creative. Brand came up with that.
He then immediately goes to kill Lalandra, but it turns out it's just a hologram. And it's Robert DaCosta. And he's like, look, you can shoot your powers at me, but guess what? I absorb them. So try it. And I love seeing Mentallo and Brand sitting there going, oh no. Like this is like Brand, they even list her whole entire plan of like what she wants to do. And then Robert lists, okay, if I was a villain and I'm her, this is what I would do. And he basically calls out her whole plan. Which, oh God, I love it. I love that she's being, like, if the idea of this is all going to be Sunspot versus Abigail Brand doing the tactical battle, and then Vulcan versus Storm.
In, like, the fight.
In the fight, fuck yeah. Like, he goes like, oh, I'm going to take all of you down, and Storm just fucking shows up like, oh, are you? Really?
Really? I love that Brand's plan is so meticulously thought out and just so maniacal and devious. And then when they show Roberto's plan, it parallels Brand's, but it is so much more succinct, shorter, fly by the seat of my pants, and arrogant.
But he also, the fact that it goes to the exact same, he figures it all out in the same way.
He figures it all out and then like one ups it, does the counter move for each thing.
But
what a character!
But that end.
But I mean,
when Storm shows up at the end, like,
both.
Oh,
both,
sorry, bitch.
Like Xandra being revealed to be Roberto, and then Storm showing up at the end. Like I screamed twice at the end of this book.
Yeah,
I thought the Roberto page was the end.
Yeah, me too.
And then I flipped. I was like, oh god, there's more. Oh, there's more.
And then Storm being like, Storm is like, she literally has no fear. She is not afraid of anything. And that with her Omega level powers, I'm sorry, she's just unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Al Ewing really knows how to get you excited for the next issue.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
So that's it for comics.
Yeah.
I think we need to move on to something else that I think is so good. A particular TV show. Play that music.
Someone who'll watch superhero sci-fi stuff with me.
Which TV show are we going to talk about?
Oh! Doom Patrol is back. Season 4, HBO Max. You heard it here no, you didn't. You probably saw it on HBO Max.
I did see it. On
you
HBO.
Did? Did you watch both episodes?
I did watch both episodes. Did you watch both episodes?
I did. Can I just sum this up why I'm so excited for this show?
Yeah, why?
Because this show, this season, they're going to turn the story of two separated butt monsters into an emotionally grounded tale of companionship and soulmanship. Soulmateship. That's what I think. I think the two butt monsters that they revealed at the end, the one that's frozen and the one that's with the good musical scientist.
But one of them's a zombie.
I think it's going to be...
How can there be a happy ending?
Still, they set up that these two butt monsters cannot be... Oh, I see what you did. I still think it's going to be this emotionally grounded story about these two butt monsters who are both male and love each other and are soulmates.
And the interesting thing
is
one of the butt monsters who is like in hiding with one of the agents of the what's the What's that group
The
called?
department. Oh no, the Bureau of Normalcy.
The Bureau of Normalcy, who she's kind of hiding one of the butt monsters. What does the butt monster love? Musical theater. And what does that mean? That who's going to be coming back? Danny the Street.
Danny the Street.
I feel like there's going to be a Danny the Street butt monster musical moment that's going to be coming at some point.
Listen, Doom Patrol is the gayest show on the planet because we watched a musical number performed solely by butts.
Monster
and that musical
butts.
number was Shaboopy. Shaboopy from The Music Man.
Shapoopy. Poopy butts. Oh, it's great.
Mm-hmm. What a show. So the Doom Patrol, they came together. They've started the season basically being a superhero team led by Elastigirl. They finally got their code names. Finally, they're calling each other Negative Man and Robot Man and Elastigirl.
Dog shit McGivens.
Dog shit McGivens is what Madame Rouge gets. Really, really great. And then they get hurtled into the future by accident, see their future selves in this dystopian future, and then return to the present determined to stop what is known as the Butt-pocalypse, which is the apocalypse brought on by uncontrollable zombie butt monsters.
Yeah.
Two of whom are in love.
And wait, are they in love or are they just Siamese brothers?
Or they're Siamese brothers.
Why are you trying to make incest out of this, Brett?
I'm trying to make them gay lovers, not brothers.
Also, but the real heart of this is all of them have it's also just this, all of them have these specific wants.
Turmoil. They all each have individual turmoil.
Like Negative Man is currently, fighting with his new, what is it? Keeg is the new Keeg is the new spirit inside of him.
Negative spirit, but also kind of his offspring.
Yeah. And Elastigirl and Madame Rouge have like this weird hate.
Because Madame Rouge killed her love in the past.
So they have this hate, and Elastigirl is letting that hatred overtake everything.
She cannot forgive Madame Rouge.
And that's the thing, is sometimes you need to forgive in order to move past it. Just because you forgive her doesn't mean you trust her. It doesn't mean you trust her.
Yeah.
And I do feel like she needs to, because she's very annoying right now.
Elastigirl is. Oh yeah.
And
we're seeing the worst of Rita Farr, right?
Yeah, and Cyborg is kind of you can sense there's some regret that he doesn't have all of his tech anymore. Who is the person? I just didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read the texts. Who is he Who is he texting?
I feel like that's an old friend.
Have we seen that person before?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's right. I just wasn't sure who he kept talking to.
But he keeps texting somebody who he hasn't talked to in a while, who used to mean something to him.
And I'm just hoping that maybe it's a gay lover, because they keep putting him in these tight shirts.
Oh, he's so hot. His body.
And Cyborg's arms. I think it's top 5 biceps of all time.
Yes.
On that
his pecs, though, too.
But yeah,
his body is
so insane. Anyway, and then we have Robot Man with him being able to finally feel touch in his hand of trying to find his family so he can touch them for the first time.
And touches his infant grandson, which is so sweet, but he winds up having to crush the skull of a zombie and accidentally touches the brains. And so he's mad that the first thing he's touching is not his grandson, but zombie brains.
And then Crazy Jane is trying to figure out what is it that Kay, the original personality, really wants with her life. Yes.
But she did destroy that. It seems like Kay destroyed that psychiatrist persona that was the dominant persona.
Yeah. It's also very interesting of where are all the other ones? Are they destroyed? Are they just in hiding?
Are they dispersed? Yeah.
Because I don't want her to not have any powers. I miss her being able to tap into the other personalities for powers.
Well, I think she did use powers, but it was off camera. She said when they were escaping with the crate, she said, "Flit, don't let me down." And Flit is one of the personalities.
Oh, Flit's the teleporter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, it's great. It's fun. Plus, also, what's the woman? The Madame Rouge. I just love her and everything.
Oh, Michelle Gomez.
Michelle
Oh my God.
Gomez. She's just great in everything, and she's just such an
Incredible.
easy fit into all of this. It's great. I love it. I didn't.
Yeah, off to an amazing
I didn't
start.
realize that Titans kind of is on a hiatus. It seems like.
Yeah, no new Titans, so that's
It
weird.
ends with basically Sebastian going into the blood and becoming, I guess, like brother. Is it brother blood?
Brother Blood. Yeah.
So, and then it kind of ends. So you're just like, okay. Well,
I have to say Titans, like, you know, I'm doing that thing where I rub my fingers together like they're two sticks trying to start a fire, but I'm like, no, shame on you. The shame on you thing with the two fingers. Can you picture it?
yeah.
Shame.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'm like rubbing one index finger with another.
Yeah.
Okay. You took too long with Brother Blood. We all knew he was going to be Brother Blood. Like, you could have got that shit done within 3 episodes.
I
not
also,
5.
well,
okay.
I also just, I hate, and I feel like this has happened so many times where it's just like characters that kill a bunch of people are then like, oh, this person's going to destroy the world. We should kill him. No, we don't kill anymore. And
No,
then
befriend him.
the person becomes evil
And
and,
then
is
they
going
kill
to
a bunch
destroy
of
the
people.
world. And then they kill a bunch of people. And I'm just like, you should.
In a fight.
And so they're trying. And so the whole time we see Superboy kind of embracing his Lex Luthor
So
side. And he's like, we need to just kill him. And they're like, you need to stop. You're out of control. And I'm like, but I think he's right. I think
he's right.
I feel like he's the right one.
Do you know, I think on Twitter, I sensed this for a little while, a few weeks, months ago, that there was Magneto was trending because a lot of people on Twitter just came around to the idea that, like, you know what? Magneto wasn't half bad. Like, he had some good points. Like, like the Magneto was right mentality I think it has finally penetrated. And I think a lot of people are like, you know what? Like, let's say in the first X-Men movie, like, all Magneto really wanted to do was get rid of one senator and a bunch of other people who were just mouthy about
but
being
by
anti-mutant.
the next one, I think it was the sequel, he wanted to destroy every human.
Sure.
The problem is his pathway, which Grant Morrison really well executed with the whole Magneto was right thing, is it really falls down into fascism really fast.
It does.
The irony of Magneto following Magneto.
Yeah, which is
fascism.
probably, hey, and that's why it's all over Twitter.
Yeah. Maybe it was because Kanye was like, fuck Magneto.
Oh, fuck. What is happening out there?
Anyway.
All right, whose biceps would you rather feel?
Oh, God.
Superboy
That's my
from...
favorite part. It's my favorite part.
I know, mine too. Superboy from Titans or Cyborg from
Cyborg.
Doom Patrol. Cyborg, definitely. Although, when Superboy cut his own hair with his heat vision,
that's kind of
the way he put his arm up, that was for show. That was for worship.
These fucking biceps, man.
Man, these biceps on these shows. I cannot.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to go do some arm exercises. We should do our best of soon.
Yeah. I can't remember what happened last week, though. It's going to be real tough for me to figure out what happened this year.
I know.
But I'll do it. I do want to give one last shout out. One of my favorite shows that was at the end of the summer, early fall, was a show called Alchemy of Souls, a Korean magic fantasy drama. The second half of the season just dropped, and it's pretty good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because basically the plot of it is because you can like switch souls, and basically this one character she was about to die, and so she put her soul into this blind girl who ended up turning out to be this sorceress. And so it's just basically an assassin in a weak sorceress blind girl's body. She ends up, so at the end of this, she ends up getting like possessed and killing a bunch of people and then escapes. And the love interest, and she stabs her love interest, and it's all depressing. The beginning of the second season starts where they retrieved the body of the assassin that died, and they put the blind girl's soul in that. So now it's the reverse.
Oh, they body swapped.
So the whole first half of the first season was an assassin in a blind girl sorceress's body, and now it's a blind girl sorceress in an assassin's body.
Oh, that's cool.
And it looks like, but then the guy is now like meeting her and kind of attracted to her. So it's going to be like, oh, which one am I going to fuck? So,
hey,
because it's technically
sounds great.
To the same two girls, but the wrong souls in the wrong bodies. Oh,
that's
don't you
on Netflix.
hate that? That's on Netflix. Watch it.
Don't you hate that?
It's fun.
It's fun. This was fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lots of X-Men stuff happening.
All
leading up to Sins of Sinister coming soon.
Oh my God. I'm so mad we didn't talk about Variants. Okay, there's an X-Men related thing in Variants. It's part of the villain's origin story that I cannot wait for.
Okay, yeah. I don't want you to give it away. I want to read it.
Just know that Gail Simone, she's very vocal on Twitter, and she's very vocal about a particular X-Men character that she has never liked.
Oh. Gail Simone is? Did she stop and be like, hi, I'm Gail Simone, and I hate this character?
No, she's just always talking shit about this character on Twitter. Always.
Okay, great.
Yep, and then they do something with this character that I laughed at. I laughed at it.
Fantastic. I'm going to read that right now.
You should.
And guys, you should read comics too, because I don't know if you're aware of this. If you read comics, what does that mean, Brett?
Well, then that makes you queer.
Bye.
Bye.
Damn.